Well, all right. We got some cool footage to share today. One of the things that happened this summer, we tried to do a lot of close to home trips because of the cost of fuel. We also did a major trip cross country. What happened, we ended up with a ton of video footage, clips from different little expeditions or big expeditions, and we haven't made them all into videos yet. And so we've kind of realized some of them, the only way we're going to get them made into videos is to sit down and kind of share with you guys what we were seeing and thinking, and maybe what we're thinking now as we review some of this footage we haven't seen in a long time in some cases. So this is kind of one of those examples. So one of the places we went and walked a lot this summer was, there were several city parks we went to and walked a lot this summer. This was one of them. This is known as McManaman Park in Gillette, Wyoming, where we were based at this summer. And the lake you'll see here is Burlington Lake, which is actually named from an irrigation ditch that the railroad put in, actually, and the city eventually bought from the railroad. Well, we did get some footage. We were there at different times of the day, including this one day we were there at late in the day, and so we were able to get some cool, like, late afternoon and sunset footage.
Yeah, I love the way the leaves are just blowing in the wind, and the sun was just really nice that day. And those are cottonwood trees.
Yeah, I mistakenly thought these were aspen or poplar or something, but they are cottonwood. And then while we were hiking around, we did find, Melanie found a whole nother observation deck.
You got to keep exploring the places you've already explored.
We knew about one where you can get out close to the water and see the waterfowl without disturbing them, hopefully. Melanie found another one.
Yeah, this one was nice because it had a little ramp, so if someone was in a wheelchair or something, they could come up and take a look at the lake. Yeah,
it had a nice wood floor on the deck, so when some bull in a china shop guy comes along and goes clump, 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 clump across it, all the waterfowl on the lake go, "Whoa! Hunter! Fly! Egads! Escape! Back to Canada!" And off they went.
Which is interesting because there's gunfire that goes off on a regular basis because there's a gun range right next to it.
Yeah, the place is like this waterfowl preserve, and it's next door to a rifle range. And sometimes it's deafening when you're not even anywhere near the... They ought to give out hearing protection at the city park. But anyway, this was this cottonwood?
I think this is milkweed.
Milkweed. Oh, yes, I think you're right. Yeah.
I was just having fun.
I thought we forgot we were playing with. We found something to play with. The grandkids would have been proud of us.
Yeah, the grandkids would have been proud of us.
We're easily entertained. Melanie is one of the few other people I know, aside from myself, that is never bored. So if you fall in that category, let us know in the comments. I blame it on my mother because whenever we were growing up, whenever we tried to say we were bored, she'd tell us it was not her job to entertain us, and either go find something to do to entertain ourselves, or she'd find chores for us. So we all got very good at finding ways to entertain ourselves. One of the fun things on this walkabout on this particular day, we ran into a couple of deer, and they just weren't as scared of us or skittish of us as I would have expected them to be.
No, they were coming towards us actually, and I thought they would turn around and go away, but we just kind of stopped and they just came closer, and I think they were trying to go to the pond.
We're not going to play all of it here, but this one clip is over 6 minutes long, and we have a couple others too. So we had about 10 minutes or so, at least, where we were kind of watching these deer, and they were kind of, yeah, Melanie's probably right. They did later make their way down towards the water, eventually, once I got out of their way. And of course, there was also the waterfowl were on the lake as well. They thin out during the day, and it took us a little bit to figure out that the geese were going elsewhere to feed every day and then coming back to the lake, because in the springtime, when you see them at these lakes, the geese are there and they're having the goslings, they're having their babies. So they're finding places to have babies and nest where they can also eat. And then I don't know if it's just that food gets in shorter supply or they get tired of the diet, they want a different smorgasbord. But later in the summer, they'll fly off every day and return to the lake every evening, right around sunset, usually, which we actually had some fun footage of them doing as well. So we did catch up to the deer again along the lake shore after watching the waterfowl. They were just making their way along, seemed to be getting a drink and then looking for a place to kind of bed down for the evening right along the lake, which again kind of surprised me. I thought they'd be moving further away, but I guess they felt comfortable enough there that they were hanging out there. Apologies for the low light conditions. You know, it's hard to film with this time of night with not much light going on still. This is one of my favorite shots of the year. This is a video clip of it, but I also have a photograph of this scene. It took me several days to get this because I kept seeing this spot and saying at the right time with the light right, this would be an amazing photograph. And so we finally hit it just right. And as we came around the corner and saw this, I said to Melanie, hold on, wait. And she stayed on the sidewalk and I ran down into the grass to just the right spot to get this, take advantage of this scene. So I guess the moral of the story is, aside from hoping you just enjoyed some of the scenery and the wildlife that we managed to find at the city park, the moral of the story, I suppose, what we learned this summer is that even when gas prices are crazy, and or for any other reason you just can't travel as far abroad, far afield as you might like, it's still possible to find some cool stuff in your backyard, literally or at least close by. In Wyoming, that kind of meant we focused within a 2 or 3 hour radius, but also tried to do a lot of stuff right in town or at least in the county or within a very short drive. We did a lot of day trips this summer where we were not too far from home, but we're able to still see some cool things. And we also did some, several day camping trips that were within a few hour range, which again in Wyoming is actually pretty close. So it was actually interesting because I've been based around there for like 8 years now. And I found a whole lot of new stuff I did not know about. And I had opportunities this summer to have some conversations with people who lived there for many years who did not know about some of the things we found too. So for a lot of us, there's a lot of things in our backyards that we don't maybe take advantage of or realize, because at least for me, I tend to think I had to go see something, I want to go a long ways away, and I don't check out what's right close to home. So I guess if this video shows anything, it's that you can find some cool stuff close to home sometimes. So what about you? Do you have some cool close to home stuff you found this year or recently? Let us know in the comments if you found some cool stuff close to home without having to go a long distance, and let us know what you thought of this video. We got some more like this we'll try and share over the coming weeks, try and get caught up just so that it's not confusing, because I know it can get kind of disconcerting when things are way out of order or too old, too long ago. So we'll try and get through some of these because there is some fun stuff we'd like to share. But yeah, we need to just sit down and do it, I guess.